Hello. I know this evening might be some special kind of evening, so we might not get very many of us together chatting this evening. Other things might be happening, and I'm definitely not high on the priority list, nor invited to any of those kind of parties. So here I am, and here are the few straggly remainders who were not invited to those kind of parties either. We'll hold it together, because whatever else is going on, it is a Tuesday, damn it. So it is a Talkie Tuesday live stream. Welcome to the exclusive few people who have jumped in this evening. Everyone else watching this as a VOD later on, welcome to the VOD squad. I hope you didn't stay too sober during the New Year's thingy bob. For some of you, it might already be 2025. I could be talking to someone in the future right now. Someone could already be in next year. That's amazing. But we're here. Some of us are here on this Talkie Tuesday, because there's a new year coming up. We have new goals. And also, I had to come online. And thank you very, very much for everything for a whole other year. Thank you for those of you who are at the beginning of the journey of 2024 and now have reached the end of the journey in 2024. A whole year and now we've got another year coming up. We've got 2025 coming up. And it's amazing. The new goal for me, the new year, is to try and get to the end, keep moving, try and get to the end of 2025 and still do this for a living, and I'll be amazed. You just got to keep moving until you don't, and then you're dead. So just keep moving. I mean, yeah, it's going to be exciting. So thank you for all those who helped me keep moving through 2024 and who are looking forward to 2025. If I keep doing this for another year, thank you so much for helping me live my dream. Baby Winters would not have believed it if old Winters had taught Baby Winters. Guess what you're going to do in 2024? You're going to not get out much, but you're going to play an incredible amount of Warhammer 40k in Games Workshop products. About 50% of all the games you play are going to be 40k. About 25% of the games you play that are 2024 are going to be Horus Heresy. And about 25% of the games that you play in 2024 you won't even film. What do you mean film? Because little baby Winters, you're going to film 40k, you playing games for a living, and that's all you'll do. And that it's fun. And little baby Winters, I don't believe you. He says, yes, you will, baby Winters, because there's a thing called YouTube. And baby Winters will be like, what's YouTube? And old man Winters will be like, well, it's a thing on the internet. And baby Winters will be like, what's the internet? He wouldn't understand. But here we are after another year of all of that. Baby Winters will be blown away. It's like witchcraft. So thank you so much. And I hope to keep moving and survive another year of this horrible murder bowl of life before it destroys us all. Killer Kriesman, thank you for your 11 months. Happy Cakemas to you too. And Michael Jameson, 18 months membership. Happy New Year, everyone all round. Happy New Year to all of us here. Swallowed in the basement of life, not invited to those kind of parties. Let's jump into the chat and see what the chat is cooking. Finished my Reaver Titan today, says the Hobo. You are a goddamn legend, Reba. Hobo, is that painted as well? Tell us if it's painted as well. I remember the project earlier in the year, and now tell if it's painted. That Titan is sick air. So maybe it has. Wrath of Constantine seen it. Craven, we need to protect Baby Winters. Craven, no one can protect Baby Winters. Baby Winters didn't even protect Baby Winters, but okay, it turned out okay. Daily Dice, thank you. Daily Dice, check out Daily Dice YouTube channel. He's flicking through YouTube, looking for a video to airbrush to, and here we go. Sorry to disappoint you, Daily Dice, that we're stuck in a room together rather than invited out to those kind of parties where you wear your underwear on your head. Offrendin, high painting and metallic vortex beast. Nice. The Hobo, thank you. The Hobo, yes, it was in the Discord, this painted Reaver Titan. I'm checking it out. Whereabouts in the Discord? Don't let me click through all the channels. Adam San, hello. Wrath of Constantine, it is a painting and it looks awesome. He already answered. He doesn't need you to speak for him, Wrath of Constantine, okay? We're having generous conversation here. I noticed that Craven AMG actually isn't out on the road. I don't know where Blood Buffalo is yet, but how about those bills? Andy H, putting decals on Horus Heresy Dreadnoughts. Nice. Do you play Bud Bowl? Not for a while. Heresy section. We've got in. Blood Buffalo is in the chat. How about them bills? Oh, I mean, MVP? Baby Blood Buffalo would be so sad. He's a mailman. Oh, no. We were supposed to be MMA champion rock stars. I know, right? So if you can live a little portion of your life here or there, maybe it's the birth of your first, or maybe it's little portions here or there where you feel you're a rock star. I think that's the best most of us get. I think that's probably the best even rock stars get, because, you know, most of them end up dead and depressed and jumping off balcony. Is that too soon? Someone fell off. It's too soon. It's a joke. Where are we? The heresy section. Reaver Titan. Oh, here's a Reaver Titan. She walks today. That's a beautiful Reaver Titan. That's a beautiful Reaver Titan. Great timing for the stream, though. I've got a fortified manor of the Empire to build. No idea what that is. The Eternal Crusader said it's been a year. Yeah, it can get like that, can't it? Did not get near as much painting done. Did make the 3K Dark Angels and Blood Angels army this year. Wow. Well, it sounds like you did get a lot done. It sounds like you got a couple of full-on... cheers to you from myself and everyone else in the Mug Club. And cheers to everyone who is in the Mug Club, or a member, or a subscriber. Cheers to all of you. And cheers to you, the Eternal Crusader. You got a lot done. Man, when are you going to voice a character in the Amber King video? In an Amber King video? It would be nice to voice a character. It would be nice to voice a character. I reckon I could do a really good Space Marine. Blood Buffalo says something about bills. Old world terrain is what it is. Is it? Where are we? Oh, you're building old world terrain. Good on you, fella. I seem to be trapped in some wires. Hang on a moment. Greg Shimmerman has been a member for 29 months. Cheers. Cheers to you too, Greg Shimmerman. I'd be a dope sigilite. You're saying that I'd be a good 4,700-year-old man with a bent back, but wise. Wise to the core. Who are you who is so wise in the ways of the Force? It is I, Arthur, King of the Britons. After many attempts, had to finally admit my orcs don't do well at events. Yeah, I mean, orcs at events is... It's a certain way of playing, and the main way of playing is you don't care. You're orcs, go. That's it. Cheers all, says Jackus Woods, all the way from not France. What's the tipple of choice? Over Christmas it has been a Bailey's. I think I talked about this in the last live stream. It's been a Bailey's. It's been a Bailey's. What I want to know, though, ladies and gentlemen, is there is a new year coming up. What new goals do you have? I've got some new goals. I'm willing to share some of my new goals with you. If you want to hear about my new goals, I'll tell you all about my new goals. But it's important to have goals, hobby goals. It could also be, you could tell us about your gym goals as well. But, you know, let's face it, you're not going to go to the gym. Or if you have, or if you're thinking about going on the first, don't go on the first. It's going to be, don't do the gym. People who run, they have heart attacks all the time. It's much better to sit around in a pile of French fries and lard and Doritos and play video games. And then occasionally scrape yourself off the sofa to go to work. It's far better, I think. We did that. So, loft. That's it. I mean, it's not a goal. The loft isn't a goal, it's a dream. You need dreams and you need goals. What are your hobby goals in 2025? What are you hoping to get done? Is there a project? Here's another thing. How about a hobby dream? I'd give you a dream I'm looking forward to, you know. I can't convince your wife Warhammer makes you more attractive, Blood Buffalo. I can't. But you're already an attractive, solid figure of a man you are. You're already attractive. You know what would make you more attractive? Having a mug in your hand and joining the Mug Club. And if you're already a Mug Club member, then you know what I'm talking about. Craven AMG has been a member for 20 months. Happy New Year's, Winters, and everyone. Rematch against a bloke called Winters, the hobo. Go to Canada, play with... Yeah, that would be good. Yes, that's good. Rematches are good. Canada's good. You're welcome back at any time. Finish my Blood Angels and Dark Angels, says the Eternal Crusader. I've sworn to buy a single Games Workshop product until they are done, but let's be honest, no one who ever said that has done it. Well, maybe the Eternal Crusader, that could be your hobby goal, to finish your Blood Angels and Dark Angels armies as you have sworn not to buy another project. That could be your hobby goal, and your dream is to be the first person who has done that, who has not purchased anything new and has done that for the first. That's the dream. Become the first person in the world ever, and then jump back in the stream once you've finished your Blood Angels and Dark Angels and say, I achieved my dream. No one has done this before, has not purchased any more plastic crap and finished a project in the history of history ever. Shh, Gentleman Jack has the answer. The Eternal Crusader, how does one join this mug club? That's a good question. Thank you, the Eternal Crusader. I knew I liked you. One of my favorites. When you click on the channel page, there's the bars along the top, like videos, playlists, things like that. You'll find store. Click on store and jump into the store and get yourself a Winter's SEO mug. And get yourself a Winter's SEO Mug Club member sticker and stick it on your head or another sticky surfaces. And if you're not bold and you don't want to stick it on your head, then find a bold bloke in the street and stick it there on, like, what man? It would look good. Words. Hobby dream, 20 tables with full terrain tables. That's a hobby dream. Buy one and only one Joy Toy Warhammer figure. That's a nice dream. One nice. See, the thing about buying one of those nice Joy Toy figures is you get the nice one and it is the one and it's the only one that you're going to do, and then they release another and then they release another. But sometimes in the next 2 years they're going to release another one which is the best one in your eyes that they've ever released that they haven't released yet. It could be pick an army, any army, pick an army, any army. I've got it. It's going to be a Night Lord Terror Raptor leaping down the side with the scars and stuff, and they're going to do a whole terrain thing that they land on is their new thing. Mini dioramas, and you'll be like, that's the second Joy Toy, and I said I'll never get no. But it's nice to have a goal. Had a Warlord Titan for 3 years, still haven't put it together. That's more of a mission statement than Killer Kriegsman, not actually a goal. But thank you for flexing your unbuilt Warlord Titan. Get it put together. Get it put together. Takes pictures, put it on the thing. Then imagine if at the end of 2025 you have, instead of an unbuilt Warlord Titan languishing in your shoe cupboard somewhere, at the end of 2025 you have a built and painted Warlord Titan. How many people in the world has got a fully assembled, built and painted Warlord? There's like only about 3,000 out of them in the wild, isn't there? Because you get the card telling you which number. I've skipped some. Any goals to have more events in 2025? There are 3 events so far in 2025. Thank you for asking, Jackerswoods. The first event is King of the North, which is on January the 25th at Element Games in Manchester. So short way to go now. And tickets are sold out. And I'm going to that one and I'm playing on that one. And if you're going as well, it'd be nice to play on you as well. So we'll be playing on that one, playing all over each other. Very exciting, 25th of January. There are still a couple of tickets left for March of Winters 3 on June the 14th, Saturday, June the 14th at Element Games in Manchester. 1,200 point, 1 day, 3 games from my brain, ran by me, helped out. March of War is helping, but it's my event. It's mine, damn you. And we play some crazy missions there. And if you go to the March of War website and click on their events thing, you can find, I think there's like 3 tickets left. That's the second one. And the third one is sometime in September, and the calendar is covering it. And you, on a New Year's Eve stream, it's probably the time where I should announce the 2-day Warhammer 40k narrative event that I'll be running in September next year at Games in Manchester. But I can't see it because that part of the calendar is obscured, so I don't know where it is. So I guess I'm not announcing it on this stream. But there is a 2-day event coming up. And it's called The End and the Death. And it's a Warhammer 40k 2-day event. 2,000 points. 2 games in 1 day. 2 games in another day. 4 games. There is no winner. It isn't a tournament. There's going to be no winner, no loser. I'm crafting a story on the blasted death world of Gehenna, where ancient campaigns once were fought, and now all that's left, since Vulcanus exploded and the Great Rift has almost swallowed it, are just bands of warriors fighting and trying to survive. And I'm crafting the story around that. And so all the armies that come to the narrative event that I'm running in September, they're all 2,000 points. You're not allowed any Titanic units, and you're not allowed any named units either, because none of the big dogs are there. Gehenna's been blasted for years and years, and you're stuck. You're left behind after the apocalypse. Imagine, if you don't know the Gehenna background, imagine it is after the end and the death on Terra, and all you've got left is a little bit of guard over here, a little bit of custodies over there, a little bit of chaos boys over there. None of the big dogs, Abaddon, Zephon, Fafnir, Ran, none of those guys are anywhere near you after the end and the death. They're doing other things. That's your warband. And you're playing on a death world, and that's the campaign, and that's coming in September, but I don't know when, because it's blocked out by the calendar up there, and I can't reach all the way up there, because that is, I don't know, it's at least, I'd have to sit up, and I don't want to sit up. So that's just, and it's new, and it's teaser trailer there. That's a teaser trailer, and yeah, there's no winners, there's no losers. There's a story, and can anyone survive? Can anyone survive? There's going to be specific warlord traits that you can pick for your guys, as well as enhancements. I've got some restrictions in there. I think you have to bring a minimum of 2 battle line units. And then, there's going to be weird stuff happening. I'm very looking forward to doing that one. It's very exciting. I'm excited. Let's go back to the chat. Australia might be our own Dietary. Loads of walk creatures here. It's restricted. Australia, is someone in Australia in the chat? Is Thingy Bob back yet? Blood Buffalo. Welcome. I missed that up there. The 13th tier 1. Thank you. Thank you for you get the emojis again. And thank you. I appreciate you. Happy New Year to you, sir. My hobby goal this year is to play a game of 40k at least twice a month. That's a good goal. Hard to find time for games, so mostly build and paint and lurk in Winter's Discord. Have a goal for twice a month. Make that a goal. And if you hit 50% of that, then you're going to have at least a game once a month, every month, all the way through the year. Guess who I fought yesterday? His name is Luton09. Oh my God. I'm such a fanboy. And I went down to his place and played, because he came up here, and down there and played him, and it was lovely. And he only plays about once a month, every month, around that time. That's all he manages to get to do. And I think that is the average for most people. My hobby goal this year is to play... No, we did that one. Rolled Hammer Wargaming. Happy New Year. What did we do there? Whatever. Greetings from Kanukaya. Greetings from Kanukaya. It's all not well in the colony, so I decided to finally get off my keister and start an Old Hammer New World channel. Huzzah. Huzzah. I barely read it. Sorry. Yes. Hi. Smaller sentences, chat. Okay. Smaller sentences. But congratulations. I hope you... Yeah, goals for next year. I have goals. First goal. Sorry, chat. First goal. What are we talking about? We can get onto my goals in a minute. I want to talk about your goals. Your goals. Last year's goal was to stay below 2k points of grey plastic. Turned out I had more than I thought and wasn't under 2k for the first place. Right. Okay. Yes. That's a good goal to fail in. You've got more than you. Yeah. Kanukaya is Warhammer for Canada. Is it? It's like Warhammer for Canada. There's UK people in the chat right now who know what Warhammer in the UK is. And that's Warhammer for Canada. But Warhammer in the UK is Warhammer World. is the holy. It's there, the mountain, the eye of terror, and the emperor himself is there. Did I just spill coffee on myself? I did. Alert, alert. Opposable thumbs. I have this drinking problem. Is that bad? Is that bad? That's pretty bad. See that? That's bad. Look. It looks like a baby has puked on my shoulder. What have I done? What have I done? What's so wrong with being drunk? There's nothing wrong with being drunk. It's terrible, though, to have such a drinking problem when you're completely sober. I think I should change my t-shirt. I can't be bothered. Like I can't be bothered to reach up there. I can't. Not on this stream. Coffee at this time of night, you madman. Yeah, look. Yesterday was a bit of an early one because I had to drive all the way down to see Luton. So I got up before I normally did. And then in the evening, it was American football. So I went to bed later than I normally did. So I'm a bit tired. I was like that earlier. Plus, I'm very, very old. I could play Malcador the Sigillite in an upcoming thingy bob. Take it off. Thank you. I'll take it off. I'll be back. It takes me very little encouragement or suggestions to be goaded into something. Take it off, and I took it off. Didn't say put anything else on, but you know, it's easier to goad me. I've got wet pants as well, as the Americans would say, but we can avoid that. Space Marine 2 Operations is kicking my ass on substantial hardness. Get to level 25. Heavy guy with a multi-melter, run around with that, stomp attack when they're all around you. Multi-melter, you can get up to 50 rounds, stomp attack when they're all around you, get your parries down, and that is easy mode. And then you'll be fine. Chair stream, also Rogue Trader for old 40k. What? Yeah, I am a rogue. See, if you missed the Beakies Warhammer Wargaming, there is a game system for you, which is the second most popular game Games Workshop have ever made, and it's called Horus Heresy. It's more popular than AOS, more popular than Old World. And you got your Beakies. They found a way to sell all our Rhinos and Land Raiders back to us. They found a way to sell it all back to us. So I've got a new idea for the new year, which I want to share with you guys. I've got a really good idea. You know, they found a way to sell us. My nose feels like it's got some fluff on when I put this new t-shirt on. Yeah. You know, there's a new. They sell you all the models again. I bought Space Marines, I bought Rhinos, I bought Land Raiders before, and then Heresy came out, and I bought them all again many times over. There's a way they can do that again, make tens of millions. But we'll get onto that in a minute. Let's get back to the chat. Have I got some fluff on my nose? Chat. It feels fluffy. Maybe because there was fluff on my nose and now the fluff has gone, the plot thickens. See, genius. I want to hear Blue Dice for 2025. Blue Dice for 2025. Who's Blue Dice? Balls to it. I'm going to on... What's that? World of... What? You're going on WoW. Bye, Adam San. Have fun on WoW. Warhammer 50k? No, it's not Warhammer 50k. But it'll make a lot of bodies. People buy a lot of miniatures all over again. Zach Cook starting a 30k Mechanicum army. Any generic advice? Yes, Zach Cook, many. I'll just get back to you because I've just had a super chat from Voyek. Thank you very much, Voyek or Wojciech, for your Happy New Year, sir. For your $20. Thank you. GG's in the chat too for Wojciech here. But GG's in the chat all around, guys. Let's spam it. It's nice. Thank you. Appreciate you. I'd press it myself, but Happy New Year 2025. Keep doing a great job. Thank you. What was the question? Start at 30k. Mechanical Barbie. Yes. So one of the reasons to do a Mechanicum army is you can field an army which is different from any other army. Like one of the reasons to do Tyranids is because they're not like anyone else. One of the reasons for doing Chaos is because they're sort of not like anyone else. One of the reasons for doing Demons, they're not like anyone else. You know, Tau, I mean, there's other shooty armies as well. But the reason for doing Mechanicum is because you don't want to do Custodians, you don't want to do Auxiliary, you don't want to do the Legion, you want to do an army that's not like anyone else. So if you're doing an army that's not like anyone else, Mechanicum can do tanks and infantry like other armies. Like, it might be not as good as Space Marines or Imperial Guard or other armies that can do tanks and infantry. Tau can, Eldar can, but you can do that. You can get quite a few tanks, you get quite a few infantry, you can get quite a few elites in it, and you can field it kind of like a regular army. Now, there's ways to add flavour to it as well, and lean into this and lean into that, and there's ways to get lots of walkers. But one thing you can only do in Heresy 30k is robots and Thalax and things like that. So I would lean hard into the Castellax, into the Thanatars, and into the Thalax, all the ones that they have in plastic right now. There is a list there, a big, easy, chunky list with lots of scoring potential, with lots of pokey power potential, putting multi-metals and all the Thalax everywhere. Best scoring unit in the game. And you'll feel like Mechanicum as well, because your Thalax will be move, shoot, moving. Your Castellax will be shooting with your Darkfire. Your Thanatars will be suppressing all over the place. You'll kill. You won't be very good in close combat. That's where they need to add. And we're hopefully going to get Vorax, Myrmidons, Domitars, things like that, because we need some close combat punch. Because Mechanicum is as tough as all hell. But obviously they can't fight as well as Space Marines. We've all watched the Secret Level 5. We've all watched Astartes. We know how good in the lore Space Marines can fight. And when facing bigger, tougher robots of doom, the Space Marines still go through them. Like a guy running through a truck, or another guy taking all the shots from a laser rapier battery. It wasn't laser. I think that was the one on top of the Chimera. That one. I think it was that. Dual, twin-linked. Yeah, they still get through them, so we need some punch. So that's where I would start. You'll have a very good time. Goal for 2025, recording a bat rep with Winters, says Peter Ekdebird. If you're in the Discord, hit me up. Cola, hit me up on the Discord, show me some miniatures and things, and we might be able to set something up. They would sell so much of the new stuff. Games new game system, training for yes. So here's how Games Workshop can make tens of millions of pounds. Collar's got it there. A new game system for the Terran unification, all the different warlords, ancient terror, plus he's looking at a different era, because what they did was, we all bought Space Marines and Rhinos and Land Raiders, and then Heresy came out and we all bought Space Marines and Rhinos and Land Raiders again. They could do it again, but here's how to do it. How I would make Games Workshop tens of millions of pounds. I would turn around to all the Black Library authors and say, look, now the Horus Heresy is over. What we want to do is explore around the time of the Horus Heresy. We want to do the Iron Cage. We want to do the Fracturing of Caliban. We want to do a couple of bigger events. It could be... There's lots of loose threads, and I'm sure there's a bunch of authors out there who have got some of their favorite characters and they want to close out those stories. You can do that. So you can fluff around the time of the Horus Heresy, but more importantly, you can go back a little bit. So, and tell the audience you're going to do this as well. So Games Workshop announces that Aaron Dembski-Bowden is going to be writing the Rangdang Genocide. And it's 1, 2, 3 books. It's either part 1, part 2, or a trilogy of books. And we're going back pre-heresy. And you announce that. But at the same time, you announce that Dan Abner is writing Ulanor. And Dan Abnett is writing 1, 2, 3 books, however many books the author wants to do, telling the story of the cracking of the last great threat to the Imperium of Man, the Orc Empire. And there can be twists and turns in all of this. Imagine in the Rangdang genocide, for example, one of the theories for one of the lost Primarchs is one of the legions was utterly exterminated during the Rangdang genocides. 1, 2, the first, second, and third. The last one was about 70 years before the Horus Heresy. And the first one involved 9 legions, 20 plus Titan legions, 9 legions, 9 Primarchs, the Emperor himself, 20 plus Titan legions, trillions of guard. And the Imperium almost lost. And one of the theories is one of the lost Primarchs and legions was destroyed then. So what you could do in this story arc is you could bring back one of the lost Primarchs. I'm not saying both. I like the idea that we don't know, and I don't want to know what happened to both of them. But you could bring back one of them. And it could be twisty as well, like the Rangdan could get inside his mind and turn into chaos. Maybe the Rangdan, the thing that we don't know is actually there were a big chaos thing and he went full on chaos and then the Russ had to kill him, the shame, the thing, and you've got that. And they release, and they do that trilogy and they announce it's coming. They do the Ulanor thing, they announce that coming. They do a trilogy like what happened to the Eldar craft worlds at the time, what happened. There could be another, Chris Raitt could do a single book or a couple of books about the last massive war, which we don't know about, that the Imperium of Man had against a couple of craft worlds that tried to stop them at the start. And then you've got this book series around the time of the Horus Heresy. And when the Rangdan Genocide one drops, you drop an expansion book and sell people new models. And when the Orc one drops, you drop an expansion book, and in at the start it's got restrictions. In this Orc book, when you're playing Space Marine legions, you can't bring any corrupted units, you can't bring any Galval back, stuff like that. That didn't start before the time of the Horus Heresy. But here's all the rules for you playing. You can bring any other thing in your legion, and you can fight the Orcs. And you release an Orc supplement for Horus Heresy. And here's the thing. You release all the Orc battle wagons. You know, us Space Marine players. Games Workshop know what they've done. You guys have bought all your Space Marines again. They're Primarisified. We've bought all our tanks again. They've grown. They're Primarisified. We've got repulsors. Who's to know that at the time of Ulanor, there's different types of battle wagons, different types of trucks. There's different types of kill rigs. There's different types of Snazdaka boom wagons. There's different types of chonky Orcs. There's a Prime Orc. There's all these Orcs, and what they do is they make every single Orc player out there buy all their Orcs again, just like all the Space Marine players bought all their Space Marines again. And how many Horus Heresy players out there who are playing with Emperor's Children or Raven Guard or their particular legion right now who want to try to say, look, I'm gonna start Orcs. I'll start Orcs. I've got all my other legions. I'll start Orcs, and I'll play Orcs in the time of the Horus Heresy, before the time of the Horus Heresy on Ulanor. And it comes at the end of a dramatic boom at the end of a Dan Abnett book with a massive twist at the end where you find something new out about a Primarch that you didn't know before, or maybe it was at the time of Ulanor. And it's linked to the ADB's book at the Rangdan Genocides, and they kept the 11th Primarch in a cell for 70 years. Then right at the end of Ulanor, you've got this thing going on. Maybe Ulanor was the time where he was going to come back, be redeemed, come back. But at the end of the Ulanor, he kills him, and you've got this twist, and you've got this, the Emperor kills him, and that's actually when, unleashes the Lion on him, and that's actually when the 11th Great Primarch was going to, you could do that. And you do the same with the Eldar, and all of a sudden you've got the Black Library Horus Heresy book series includes the Rangdan Genocides, includes Ulanor, includes, just like you got the Primarchs anthologies, includes these moments before and a few moments after, and an excuse for every Eldar player and Orc player who was around when they played 7th edition and earlier, and every Horus Heresy player that wants to play these moments against these armies can now suddenly play Heresy, but it isn't Heresy, it's pre-Heresy. And then every Eldar player and Orc player who plays 40k buys slightly different because it's 10,000 years for the Eldar, but and that's nothing at all. It's a blink of an eye for an Eldar, but they can sell you all your Falcons again, or your Wave Serpents again, or your Fire Prisms again, or your Wraith Constructs again, because even though it's a blink of an eye for an Eldar, some of the tastes and patterns changed. Culturally, they got a bit more morbid after 10,000 years, and more of their souls got dragged off into She Who Thirsts. Remember, this is only after a few hundred years. There's nothing in time for the Eldar between that and the Eye of Terror. And then all the 40k players buy all those models as well, and they sell a load of models. They fill out the Black Library, the story time around the time of the Horus Heresy. Who knows? I might end up buying and playing Eldar at the time of the pre-heresy to culminate the mass destruction of 3 or 4 craft worlds. Some hidden story that we don't know that happened around the time of the Horus Heresy. And finally, after all these books come out, they do a X-part book series. It could be a one-off book by the author that really wants to do it, or it could be a trilogy, or it could be a 10-part book. But a book, a Thanos snap at the end of this pre-heresy series, and it's the Unification Wars, and it's what happened on Terra, and it's the 10,000, and they sell us Thunder Warriors in Proto Ronos, in Proto Land Raiders, and they make us buy all our stuff again, and then you're fighting up against Chaos Hordes or cultists or things like that. But it starts, boom, it goes there, and Games Workshop have rounded out that universe and sold lots of miniatures and made hundreds of millions of pounds. And I'm just giving away genius ideas for free, but that's what I would do back in time. How did we even get onto this subject? I don't know. Guys, pull me apart. What do we think of that idea? Don't forget to like the stream, guys. Wrath of God Sea, thank you. Everyone sure, please. Yes, smash the like button, says Karks. They should include the Crusade into Horus Heresy and make one big game. Yes, they make a game called Warhammer the Horus Heresy. And Warhammer the Horus Heresy version, not the next version. I want version 3 can be version 3. But when they're ready with this book series, and we have a reveal at the end, and then they do the Heresy version 4, and in version 4 onwards, the Horus Heresy game talks openly in the game system. These are 4 games of Horus Heresy, which is set before, during, or after the time of the Horus Heresy. Before, during, or after. Because after the Horus Heresy, they can do campaign books, and I want to see the Kraken of Caliban, I want to see the Iron Cage. Why can't I play it in the Heresy just because it's after the Heresy? And then some events before the Heresy. So Warhammer the Horus Heresy is for games around the time of the Horus Heresy. Pre, during, after. Just as Warhammer 40k, what is that? That's a broken thing. Don't forget I broke that. Whereas Warhammer 40k is set around the events of the 41st millennium, but you're still playing some games prior Great Rift, after Great Rift. There's, it's not all happening exactly at the same time. Winders, are you going to do some Krieg or just do an unboxing for all the sets coming up? Probably just an unboxing. Building and painting lots of Krieg is going to take lots of time, but I'll tell you what I will be doing. I'm going to be playing Guard, baby. I'm going to be playing some Traitor Guard. I've been painting some of those up. I need names for my Traitor Guard collection. Names, guys. Change it from Heresy to 30k. Yeah, they could call it Warhammer 30k. Everybody. Warhammer 30,000. Horus Heresy. Just like, you've got Warhammer. What is it? Age of Sigmar. Warhammer Horus Heresy. Warhammer 30k Horus Heresy. Call it all those things. Warhammer 30k Horus Heresy, because of the clicks. It would be nice to see the Emperor in action in Warhammer 30k. Yes, they could bring him out. Imagine when the Ulanor book drops, the campaign book, and it's got new miniatures for orcs and new rules for orcs for playing them in 30k, and then all 40k orc players can also buy all that stuff and have different looking battle wagons and trucks and death dreads and killer cans and da-da-da and some of it. And the Emperor fought. The Horus saved the Emperor in the Ulanor and the fight with the big... There's already a short story which talks a little bit about that fight. Horus saving the Emperor. I forget what it's called. Who's narrating it? Sejanus is narrating it. It's good. I'm making a Krieg solar or militia army. Nice. Good. Krieg have loads. That's good. Go all in. Okay. If you go in Krieg, go all in. So as much artillery as you can. As much artillery and tanks. Don't worry about your Ogrins. Don't worry about artillery and tanks. And then troops. Artillery, troops, tanks. So your goal is to flood as much as possible with as many troops as possible to stop them getting to the artillery and the tanks. That's how you do Krieg. And making Emperor would cost sell us the Emperor as well. Sell us the Emperor, put rules in there. Because, I mean, who could stand against the Emperor? No one, but you release the Prime Orc from Ulanor as well. And he's like a 1,000-point model. And he's the biggest orc anyone's ever seen. And again, all the orc players out there who aren't necessarily playing Horus Heresy, who want to paint it, will be like, wow, this is an orc the size of an Imperial Knight. Even a baby Imperial Knight. I'm buying this one. Much thicker arms, though. They hinted at him being for the big, yes. And horses, yes. The Beast of Ulanor. It was the biggest. In that book, it is, I think Abaddon says, or Horus says, I don't think the beast will arise for at least 2,000 years. And he was not wrong. I forget the name of the short story, which has got the opening line, I was there the day the Horus saved the Emperor. And there's a bit with Abby in it as well. Abby talking to the Emperor in it, saying, I will never turn against you. It takes all the themes that we've learnt in the Horus Heresy, flips them on their head, and makes the traitors the most loyalist people in the book, in the short story. It's great. Big E would be 1,000 points. Horus Ascended is 1,000 points. Yeah. And you put something in the lore, like it wasn't the Emperor. Like, like during the Horus Heresy, when you get through the books, you realise that hasn't been one Malkador. He's been popping up all over the place. And in the end in the death, while he's sat on the throne, he's literally saying, yeah, there was many of me. There's many times in the books where it isn't him there, it's just an astral projection, sort of ghost shade thing of him. That's Malkador. Imagine the Emperor was doing that as well during the entire conquering of the galaxy. Maybe that's the twist that we find out, because you've got to remember, you've got to let the author go wild with Ulanor, and there could be backstories and other things. There was the pre-tension there of Perturabo around that time, saying, don't worry, Perturabo, we will. I mean, there's that short story where Malkador literally tells Perturabo, we are going to exterminate all the navigators, all the psychers, your dream, no psychic forces whatsoever will come true. I promise you, Mortarion. Malkador said that to Mortarion, the loyal. We're going to kill them all. This empire will be built upon psychic force and the witch, which Mortarion so despised. We're going to build it on their souls, their power, their strength. We're going to build it using that and turn it against them and destroy them and cast them down, so that there are no witches, no psychics, throughout the entire Imperium. And this will come to pass at a place called Nicaea. And we will build you such a court. Just stick with us. Malkador promised that to Mortarion. And the reason why Mortarion chose to join Horus at the start of the Horus Heresy, remember, Horus didn't have a... That's why Mortarion went. He believed that the Emperor had lied to him, that Malkador had lied to him, and had been delaying him, and he's waiting for his... Where's Nicaea? And so when Horus said, look, come with me, he lies. He's a psyker himself. The Emperor lies. Malkador's a psyker himself. Come with me. They lie. They lied to you. They lied to me. They lied to my sons. We built the Imperium of Man, and who do they rise above us to tell us what to do? A new council on terror? We are to be cast aside as the Thunder Warriors were once cast aside. He lied to you and he lied to me. Join me, my brother. A Mortarion without a whiff of corruption on him. Unlike Fulgrim, he had a bit of a demon sword coming on. Unlike Horus, he had a bit of a demon sword stabbed into him. And unlike Angron, who, let's just say, wasn't the healthiest of Primarchs back then, the 3 of the 4 that turned were, let's face, pretty damaged creatures by the time of the Horus Heresy. Perturbo was not. His thing was undamaged, unkillable, unbreakable, no matter what. And he just turned because he wanted to. And, yeah. Get out of hospital, hopefully by next week. Rue, I'm really happy to hear that, Rue. GG's to Rue. Hopefully, new year, new Rue. GG's, Rue. Yeah. Anyway, so in the midst of all of that, the Emperor's a psyker, just like Malcador was in lots of different places. Superman's problem is he's unkillable. Superman is he's too unkillable. That's the problem with two unkillable characters. Characters need flaws. So you give the Emperor that was hanging out on Ulanor doing his thing like a part of him, a part of his power, a avatar of him, while there's a backstory going on where the Webway project was nearly destroyed. You can do some stuff in the back, like I said, with one of the missing Primarchs, do something in the back, which meant that he wasn't here all the time. So the model that you get to deploy on the table is 1,000 points or 2,000. Pick the most expensive model that exists right now. It's probably like a Warlord Titan. Make him Warlord Titan costs. Make him 2,500 points. It is the Emperor of Mankind. Make him that as killy and unkillable as a Warlord Titan. He is the Emperor of Mankind. Make him that. And that is still a sniff on his power of what he could have done on Ulanor. But make him a Warlord Titan and sell that model. And again, everyone who plays 40k, 30k, anyone who paints in the world, if you haven't got the model of the Emperor of Mankind on Ulanor, are you really gaming, bro? Come on now. And they sell us all us. Yeah. So, yeah. Win the game on a 3+. I know. That would be like a 10,000 point model. Roll a 3 at the start of every game turn. Roll a 3. If you do, you win. Hi, Lucky. But yeah, seriously, Rue. I hope you get out of hospital soon. It's good to know that you've made you feel no pain rolls. That you're leaping across like a young gazelle to the other side, to 2025. Anyone else got any hobby goals? Any hobby goals this year? Any hobby goals this year or general goals? My goals this year, you didn't ask me, guys. I said I've got new goals. The Emperor is dead. Long live the Emperor. No one bothered. New year, new goals. We've talked about some of your goals, and some of them are delicious. And I want to see a Warlord Titan by the end of the year. Well, what about me? Tell us your goals, Winters. Thank you, Eternal Crusader. Thanks. I've got a few hobby goals. Right beside me, I'm looking at 12 Tomb Blades, which I need to spray and paint up. So I'm looking to adding towards my Necrons. I'm looking forward to getting the Traitor Guard up and coming. Still haven't got a name for my Traitor Guard army. I'm looking at you guys. What should I call my Traitor Guard army? Adding to that, who will get sidetracked again? I won't get sidetracked again. To clip away at my pile of shame. I don't tend to... My pile of shames, guys, I get the thing, do the thing. Like the 4 boxes of Tomb Blades I got, disassembled, I'm on it. I do it. That's the way I achieve my hobby goals, is I set the goal, then I do the thing, and it's done. Play Orc Buggies, even though they aren't very good. No, Tomb Blades, Emperors, no, Traitor Guard, Night Lords 30k. I'm gonna do. That's my Night Lords project for 2025. That's my goal. At the start of 2024, I had 0 Iron Hands. At the end of 2024, I've got 10,000 points of Iron Hands, or 9,600 to be precise. Exactly 9,600 to be precise, which is highly annoying because it's 400 away from 10,000 points of Iron Hands. I got it all out yesterday. Did the video. Video's coming out tomorrow. But at the start of 2024, I had 0 points. At the end, I'm calling it 10,000 points. It's not 9,600. It's 10,000 points. You round up 9.6 points rounded up is 10,000 points by the end of 2024. 0 beforehand, 10,000 afterwards. And then at the end of 2025, Night Lords for 30k. That's that project in there, 5,600. That's my goals. Field all 4 Demon Primarchs in one game. I would love to. Gotta do that. All feel, again, like when they had like just Magnus or Mortarion, or they just had Guilliman, when there's only one Primarch here or a couple, a couple of Primarchs, who really amongst us have got all the Primarchs? But now you've got Magnus, Angron, Fulgrim, Mortarion, the 4 demon Primarchs. Surely that's a box set. Sell us those 4 at 25% off. Surely we've all got to get all 4 demon Primarchs, right? All of us. All 4 demon Primarchs. Just like if they release the Lion, Guilliman, Jagatai, Dawn, he doesn't need to come back. They released some that's Vulcan. And once you've got like 4 or 5 of them, surely we need all the Primarchs, all the demon Primarchs, surely. Or are you really wargaming? That's a goal. Adam Sand, thank you for donation. Who would win in an arm wrestle between an Ogryn and a GS Abominant? These are the questions that really need asking. Ogryn's a pity. I mean, you ever played Dark Tide? Rock beats everything, so I'm going with Ogryn. Oh dear. Wojciech, thank you for your donation. Yeah, what's your goals for 42 2015? It's go to the gym. No, it's not. 40k videos. What? My friend is starting. Ogryns are massive. Rock beats everything. Play Dark Tide. Rock. That's how hench those boys are. Okay, an Ogryn versus an Abominant. I mean, because there's some hench boys in Dark Tide as well, which are Abominant type size. They've got the big bulwarks and things, and they've got the stuff. But Ogryn wins. All right, boys. My friend is starting a Dark Angels army in 2025, so going to have a build up, a Games Crusade, build up my case. Nice. You got your friend into the hobby. You awesome person, you. Starting a Dark Angels, well, maybe they're already into the hobby, but now they're starting the Dark Angels army. I understand now. And then, that's going to be cool. It's good. You get to kill lots of Dark Angels. So those are the goals. Those are the goals. Night Lords in the thing. So Iron Hands, I've done. What was I talking about? Simon Templar. Yes to Winter's Traitor Guard in 2025, please. Call them drumroll the 14th. Call them the 14th. Should I? There is a way you can do a poll. How do you do polls? Where is the thing? Right, guys, if the stream dies, it's Simon Templar's fault, because I'm going to try and do a poll. Should I call them the 14th? How do you do polls? What's that one? How do you top chat? What is this? What does that say? I don't know what it says. Show your support for winners. Engage with your audience. Click. I've clicked it. Start a poll. Click. Traitor Guard. Called 14th ? Yes, no. Start poll. If you're not here after this, guys, I apologize. I pressed the button. Is the poll out? Right, guys, before you answer this yes or no, may I try and sway your decision? Because Simon Templar has said, call my Traitor Guard the 14th. And again, no one asked me what I thought about it. No, not yes and not no. See, it's a terrible idea. Because if you've got Traitor Guard and they're called the 14th, then, well, first up, hey, there's Winters, his army's the 14th. Haha. It's funny the first time. Like, we all chuckled a little bit when he said call the Traitor Guard the 14th. I chuckled a little bit. Well, not much, but no, I didn't. Okay, I didn't chuckle, but I inside the broken heart, inside the hollow soul, there was a little chuckle, but that's as far as it went. The 78th time you hear the 14th, it's going to get a bit dull to us, isn't it? Like, Hi, welcome to this week's Winter's SEO Battle Report, where the 14th are fighting against, and you're going to be in your Weetabix in the morning and doing the crossword puzzle. No, you're not going to be doing you're going to be TikToking, and that's what we do these days. And then it'll start, and you'll look and go, 1 minute, that's not the 13th. And people will write in the comment section, that's not the 13th. And I'll have to write, no, it's the 14th. Weren't you listening? And they'll be like, no. And we'll have this whole existential, like, where exactly were they then when they were tight into the earphones into a thing and they're looking at it, but they're also looking at something else over here and talking to a penguin, which is trying to commune with them about veganism, because penguins... You know, penguins really want to be vegans. They've had enough of fish. They've had so much fish. You think you like fish. You think that's all penguins like is fish. But no, they could do with a bit of broccoli every now and then. You know, they could do with some vegetables along with the high protein omega-3 diet they've been having all this time. A bit of a change. Chocolate as well, they're quite like. The idea of chocolate. So long as it's vegan chocolate with no fish in it. Servo Skull, thank you for the donation. No comment. Just a donation. GG's in the chat. All round to Servo Skull, please. I don't get it, says RJ Penn. There's nothing to get. I mean, the 14th, one for each Chaos God. Surely. The 4 teeth. Call them the 4 teeth. Not so you polled, so it's not up to you now. What do you mean it's not up to me now? Surely I can click to thing. I can click a thing. What is this? What have I done? It just says, I can't. It's not. I get it. Yes, because I polled. No, listen, it is up to me. I can again ask your opinion about what I think. And you can go, yes, you're going with the 14th. And then I could go, screw you. I'm not going with the 14th. It's a terrible idea. And quite frankly, Simon Templar should be ashamed of himself. And all of yous out there who think that the 14th is a good idea for a Traitor Guard name, a new army that I've never fielded before. Let's call them the 14th. Quite frankly, you and Simon Templar, you should get a room. It's ridiculous. It's not. It's childish level. It's like someone falling over and laughing levels of humor. It's a child with an ice cream and it falls and the look on their face. But that is fucking hilarious, to be honest. It's that level. I expected more from you. Alan Godfrey, thank you for your donation. Are your Traitor Guard undivided mixed allegiance or edging towards one of the Chaos Gods that may influence a name? I haven't even... This is a good point, Alan. Alan, I don't know. What do you think? I mean, we could build it together. It could be undivided. It could be... I mean... I feel like, because they're a new Traitor Guard thing... Just like the Blood Pact or the Sons of Sek, people who start down the path don't really know, do they? They don't know where they're going. It's a long chaos path, and at the other end, they could end up with a nice skull cap, or they could end up with a third arm and a tail. They don't know. They don't know. At the start, they're just kind of, what is chaos? I feel like we're there. Like, what does it all mean, sort of levels, you know? They're going on the 14th Black Crusade. That doesn't make any sense. The 14th on the 14th Black Crusade. And then we'll have the 14th and the 14th and the 14th. It's not a good idea. I thought the 13th was already Traitor. Jackus Woods. They were a bit... They got better, okay? Blood Pack were very cool. They were, 14th Legion did portray, what? The Peaky Blinders, aka 14th. The Mighty Quinn, Happy New Year to you. 7 heads of the Hydra. I don't think we're going with the 14th. I've yet to hear a convincing reason why to go with the 14th. Again, as well as it's just, I was looking for something more flash, chat. Like maybe, the Blood Pact is a cool name. The Sons of Sek is a cool name. These are cool names. And the Traitor Guard could be called something. We'll get there in the end. You'll be there in 2025 when someone finally earns himself a name for the first time. It's going to be glorious. But as yet, they're fresh, they're new, they're untried. Never played with Guard before. And I think that one's coming out next week. Not this Sunday, next Sunday. Just call it Winter's Chat. What are we talking about? I know most Space Marines are 10,000, yes. Do you know the population of the Space Wolves? Yes, they're still at Legion strength. The smallest Legion that we know at confirmed in lore was Raven Guard, which was 97,000. And it was said by Corax himself that he was not even half the size of his most noble. So we can assume Space Wolves are somewhere around 200,000. And then you've got the original Firstborn Space Marines, because Lehman Russ said, nope, you're not splitting mine into chapters. And they went, yeah, but if you don't, you're bad. And he went, screw you, I'm going home. And he did. And then the only successor chapter of the Space Wolves are Space Wolves who were made by Belisarius Cawl. Those who were genetically updated by Belisarius Cawl over the last 10,000 years, using the Canis Helix gene stocks, gene repositories that he had gifted to him from Guilliman after the time of the Horus Heresy. And he got the gene key, which unlocked everything and made it really, really easy from a guy called Sharokin, and the heroic endeavors that those guys went down concerning their ship, the Symposium, and the storyline that culminates on the moon, looking down on Terror itself at the height of the Horus Heresy, from the solar gene witches of the moon. He got the thing, which unlocks the thing, and so he could do all the things with them. And so the second successors of the first founding, second founding Space Wolves all come from then, because there's never been a second founding of Space Wolves up until now. The 23rd, the Ultima founding, whatever we're on. I think we're on 23. Sons of the Selena, thank you. What's all this about the fourth? Have Games Workshop remember that there are factions other than Black Legion? Are there? The 13th Forsaken. They saw the 13th without helmets and found that they're all Eldar. No, that's a terrible idea for my Traitor Guard. Stupid question. What codex did Traitor Guard use? Imperial Guard. I will run Imperial Guard. They're Imperial Guard. You play Imperial Guard, right? And make all your guys traitors and say, look, these are bad guys. And so you can't bring Load Solar along or something like that. They're bad guys. It's your 40k, your hobby, and you can use proxy models here or there for a few things here or there to give you some real flavors, while at the same time building as many Lehman Russ as you want to get away with, and tanks and things like that. But your guard look a bit on the inside, but they use all the things, and they've got a tail and a horn and a bit Or it could be completely like that because their neck is fused solid and they've got a big gun and they're like, whatever, however you want to make them to look. And buy tanks and aircraft and sentinels and things like that, and call them traitors. And if you do a hobby collection like that, nowhere, not even Games Workshop themselves at one of their official events, if you turned up with fully converted Games Workshop approved models that you've made into... Saw a fellow the other day, who it was, he went to one of the recent GTs at Throne of Skulls in Nottingham with an Orc army, and all of his Orc vehicles were built by scratch from plasticard using Orc bits. And each one was like a 6-month labour of love and looked nothing like it did on the box art, but didn't use any pirated materials, copyrighted materials. It was just someone, or materials that he bought from a third party, other sources. It's just someone pouring his hobby juices into a project for a good couple of years to make a very, very unique Orc army. And there's pictures of it all over the internet. I'll link them in the Discord if I remember to link them. And he won the thing. He won the Pest painted by a long way. And it's none of them look like Games Workshop stuff. How do we get onto this? A Traitor Guard. Yes, do that with any of your collections. And even Games Workshop will love and promote you. Flying visit, happy Hogmanay, guys. Thank you, Grimdark. I saw a guy running Beastman as Imperial Guard once. That was really cool. Yeah, the Beastman Imperial Guard. Yes, that's a really cool one as well. There's lots of awesome different conversions and things out there, which are awesome. Any more hobby goals? How about personal goals, guys? Have we got any personal goals? Personal goals for 2025. Thank you for all the love and support for 2024. I appreciate you. Thank you. We're hoping... I've got a personal goal, but I don't want to say it out loud because then it will be real. So what's your personal goals? Try not to die is the Eternal Crusaders' personal goal. And then Rue's donation, it just comes straight before Rue's donation, which is ironic considering what Rue's been going through at the end of the year, the Eternal Crusader, you unfeeling bitch. But Rue just has Fluffy's flavoured. And he tried not to die. And he made his Fildo paid rolls. Damn it. I've seen Culinary Guard with the head for the... Yes, some more conversions. Beautiful. Do you think Mortaran will come back to the Emperor? No. None of the ones who have been touched by Chaos. They can't come back. They're gone. They're gone. But I would like to retcon... See, say Perturabo came back in Warhammer 40k. And he hasn't been twisted. He's still normal Perturabo. And they bring him back and he's a good guy, Primarch. Say they did that. It's like a twist and he turns up. And again, it's a whole sequence of books and it's written by Chris Wright or Graham McNeil or someone who really wants to write the story of Perturabo coming out of the Eye of Terror or wherever he's been with a fully formed, liberating, good guy, Imperial force. And they kind of... And the twist is, you know, the person who said he's been Perturabo all this time, who's been doing the bad stuff, isn't really. And there's this whole backstory going on. Let the authors go into it. The reason why we thought Perturabo was evil for all this time, but the reason why he really isn't evil for all this time, is a big twist. Just like the I Am Alfarius, just like Vulcan Lives. Just let them go at it. Then at the end of it, when it's done, then release Perturabo on... Warhammer 40k 12th edition box. Boom. The story ends. Everyone's, oh my god, can we get them? Like the Yellow King reveal, and boom, Perturabo appears. 12th edition Warhammer 40k loyalist with armies, with some Iron Warriors, loyalist. And it turns out that there's been some war, some warp trickery going on in the background all this time. And Chaos Space Marines, they lose. And then... They lose their Primarch, but they still have traitor Iron Warriors. There's like ones who went completely off the rail and ones who stayed true. And maybe Perturabo has been trapped for a very long time after some massive civil war and did it. And he's like, or he gets the Emperor at something. And we have them on both sides. And they make us buy all our Space Marines and all our tanks and all our things all over again. Because that seems to be... Selling us the stuff back seems to be their modus operandi. Damn, I would buy the shit out of that. And it's a nice twist. And if you leave it in the hands of a proper author to do that, and boom, when it comes out. Say they could tie it in with Saber Interactive and release of Space Marine 3. So at the end, the twist is you actually get to see it on camera, this moment that was been described by ADB in a book somewhere. And it's Perturabo coming out and just smashing, good guy Perturabo coming out and just, with good guy Iron Warriors and smashing enemy Iron Warriors. And you get to play the video game of Titus meeting him. And it's like, and ADB says, yeah, this is what happens. And you get to play it in a cutscene somewhere and boom. And then 6 months later, 12th edition launches with Perturabo on the box start. Oh my God, everyone buys everything. Everyone. It's just amazing. Tie it in. This year, Space Marine 2, nothing tied in. Space Marine 3, so much. They could make billions. Personal goal is to make my business a success again. Good luck, Stuart. Good luck. Is it 2025? Are you talking from the future yet? Because you're in the land on the recession and the result in 7 months. Yeah. 7 months off work. Rough. It is rough. A man need a hobby. Death in the Snow. My personal goal is to try and get some trams running around in my borough. There was some trams running in your borough in the 60s. And you're going to get some trams running in your borough now. On your own. You're a goddamn hero. Good luck. I'm now in 2025 with a bit of a headache. Stuart Fields indeed is talking to us from the future. Happy New Year, Stuart Fields. What's the weather like in the future? Glorious stuff. Yeah, so I've got a personal goal. I didn't want to talk about it earlier on. No, thank you too. If get some trams running, you goddamn hero, you. I've got a personal goal. I can't say it out loud though. Happy New Year, Stuart. Happy New Year. You don't want to hear the personal goal, do you? It's too personal. It's far too personal. My missus says I should be less of a see you next Tuesday. I'll tell you my personal goal then. You squeezed it out of me. I think I've come... No, the loft is a dream, Stuart. The loft is a dream, not a goal. Goals are things you can reach. Dreams are things that happen and feel good just dreaming them. Might come true, might not come true. But a goal. I think I've got to cut down on cheese. It hurts to say it. But I think there comes a point in your life where you have to ask yourself, how much cheese is enough cheese? Like, have I had enough? You can reach your loft. I believe in you. Cheese, not tease. Cheese. Cheese, guys. Cheese. Never the hobnobs, but cheese. Is there a moment in your life, guys, when you can ask yourself, how much cheese is enough cheese? Is there a moment where you can hit that moment? I'm not saying cheeseless, and it's not a lofty ambition. It's just, I think I might have hit peak cheese. There is a certain amount of cheese you can consume in a year. And in 2024, the amount of cheese to year ratio was too damn high. So that number, I never thought I'd get to a moment in my life where I thought I better not have that amount next year. It's an age thing, isn't it? I know you need cheese is amazing. No, not the age of cheese is not over. No, it's just pizza and on the burgers and the cheese on toast. And just occasionally when you open the fridge and there's a block of cheese staring at you and it accidentally falls into your mouth, so you have to take a great big bite. It's those moments. Surely there's a time where you have to say, stop doing this. You're only hurting yourself now. There's never enough cheese. Get a dog. Ours ate our cheese board. Nice. Oh, you had to, no. You had to cut down on cheese, Simon Templar. So you have to balance it out. Down on cheese, up on booze. Yeah. I will eat your cheese. No, Blood Buffalo. You're not having my cheese, you filthy American. You can have that crappy cheese that comes out of a spray can that you guys eat. You can have that. You're not having proper cheese. You're not touching my cheddar. My mature English cheddar, Blood Buffalo. You'd have to take my mature English cheddar out of my cold, dead hands. Stranger Come Knocking's Hobbies, thank you for the donation, not for the loft. It's for the cheese. Rue, thank you for your donation. Could be worse. No more beer for me ever. Rue, my wife had a really nasty accident. They've rebuilt part of her shoulder. She's more machine than man. Looks like fucking Wolverine. It's beautiful. It's part of the reason why we got together, in fact. Before I even knew her, after the accident, she was showing like x-rays and the things, and we're around the smoking hut at work, chatting away over a period of time. Months went past, week went past. No, you're not Wolverine. Yeah, I am Wolverine then. And she said, look, I have to carry these around on me because sometimes when the terror alert is really high and she walks through the metal detector at an airport, it automatically went beep because it would pick up the surgical stuff because it was turned up really high. And she'd be like, in the end, she got tired of saying it because she'd go back every 6 weeks because of her rota at the time. She had a week off every 6 weeks, so she'd go home. And so she'd just have it on her phone and she kept them on her. So Wolverine, no more beer after that. No more alcohol after that. I think that's why they kicked her out of Poland permanently, because basically in Poland, if you're not drinking vodka, you're the Antichrist as far as they're concerned. Anyway, and then we met, and look, everything's turned out fine for her. Look, let's face it, she's with me, she's married, she's winning at life, and that could be for you, for no more beer for you, Rue. No more rue you beer you. Means you could win at life. You could meet your winters. Because clearly, this is peak. Ah, dear. It's going very well today. Thank you, friendly neighborhood inquisitor. Thanks. Good. Same cheese, more workouts. Tech priest wife. A little bit. Yeah, you've married a Wolverine. Yeah, man. Does that make you Deadpool? I wish. Slightly better looking than Ryan Reynolds, though, obviously. Greetings from Austria. Hello, Austria. Nice to see you. That's crazy. I'm watching you on a living room 75 inches. That sounds like a goddamn nightmare to me. 75 inches of me. I'm only really used to 3 inches of me. You only need 3 inches for a good pile in. That's all you need of me. Iron Shoulders Successor Chapter. I don't know what that means. Iron Shoulders. Oh, yeah, because of the thing on the thing with the Iron Shoulders. I get you now. Damn, that's a good name. The Iron Shoulders. Iron Shoulders Successor Chapter. Iron Shoulders. I'm going to write that one down. Because I'm going to need a name for my Dark Angels Successor Chapter. When that starts getting added to in 2025 as well. Put that one there. Wouldn't prefer 9-inch deep strike. Don't know what you mean. No idea what you mean. You can see every wrinkle. Oh, you mean the length of a drop pod is 9 inches. I get what you mean. Maybe just use your spare cheese for sculpting Death Guard. No! I'm not going to sculpt Death Guard in cheese. I just want more cheese. But sometimes you have to have less cheese. Okay? Sometimes you get the cheese. Sometimes the cheese gets you. And at least it doesn't come out of a spray can, eh? Yeah. Watson Gromit themed army. Damn. I love cheese. Do you love cheese? What is your favorite cheese product? I have to say for me, my favorite cheese product, cheese meal, cheese snack, cheese thing. It can't be a meal. It's just got to be cheese on toast. I like cheese on toast with a little bit of Marmite mixed in with the butter, on top of the butter, and onion. And maybe some jalapenos as well. Just bake it into the cheese. Proper cheese on toast with some, and sometimes a little bit of ham. Get a little bit of ham and chop it into little squares and drop that on. It's almost like a pizza then. But you can have a cheese on toast. You can put onion on it. You can put bits of ham on it. You can put jalapenos on it. It's so damn good. And Marmite cheese on toast is really, really good. Can you have too much cheese on toast? Are there nations out there that don't know what a proper cheese on toast? Like, we're talking not... Don't get posh on me. We're not talking like some Yorkshire bread thing or some crusty proper loaf. I'm talking cheap, family fresh white bread cheese on toast here, but dripping with butter so it's a bit wobbly, and a slab of that cheddar on top with some onion in there and some pepper or something. Oh, I will smash that bitch sideways. I would swallow that bitch whole. All of it. I would rub it on my nipples. I would love that. There's not enough of that in the world. Why does cheese on toast so much different to cheese toasties? I know, right? It's a mystery. You put the same amount of cheese and the same amount of bread together in a toastie, and it's a completely different tasting experience than a cheese on toast. Old school. Old school for the win, guys. Cheese and Bovril are phenomenal together. Okay, if you... cheese and Bovril, please. Cheese and Marmite. We're talking about, yes. Cheese, Branston pickle, and onion. And it's... Worcester sauce on the cheese and toast for the win. With the cheese and the toast. With onion. I like crispy fresh onion so it crisps up and sliced. Like quite hunks. Quite. Oh, gotta have that tonight. I'm gonna have it tonight. So which Chaos God invented cheese? Which Chaos God invented cheese? Excess. It's got to be Slanish, right? Cheese. It's one of those cheese. It'll kill you in the end. If you have all the cheese, you'll have all the death all the time. It's got to be Slanish. It can't be. Even still, no, it's got to be, because that's extreme. It's Slanish. It's Slanish. Blood Buffalo. Cheese on toast. Brits attempt at a pizza. No. My colonial friend me. Mate, get 2 slices of bread. toast one in a grill so it's properly toasted, flip them over, and then toast the other side so it's about half toasted. Spread that so it's just going crisp. Spread thick butter on it. None of your, I can't believe it's not fermented cow juice without all of your additives that you put crappy in food there. I've seen those YouTube skits and those shorts where here's the European ingredients. Look, there is angel tears and beauty products, and here's the Americans one. There's radioactive waste and battery dust in there. Though proper butter from a cow, which you've milked the cow yourself, you've got the milk, you've gone home, you've churned that milk into proper butter, spread that on your thing, keep churning the milk until you've got proper cheese, let it sit for about a day or two so it gets proper hard, slap that on there. Because you're in America, you haven't got Branson pickle, you haven't got Bovril, you haven't got Marmite, you haven't got any of that. You could put on some of your monstrously sized, genetically engineered, radiologically infused onions chopped up on top. Or you could put ketchup on. I'm trying to steep you pure from all the American stuff. Yeah, just put a couple of sprinkles of onions, squeeze a little bit of your irradiated ketchup on it. Below the cheese, ketchup below the cheese, onion below the cheese, slabs of cheese, and grill it the next half properly. So, and you want it grilled so it's crispy on top, right? So it's almost burning in the bubbly bits where the cheese will proper bubble up after a couple of minutes, and then in the bubbly bits it'll start to get quite crispy. Then you take that bad boy out, and then you drop back in next week with a $100 super chat because it's the greatest taste sensation that you've had in your entire life. And you're like, here's $100 for bringing me to a new stage of revelation, a new stage of taste sensation. It even rhymes all the times. That's what I would do. This is how the Eldar fell. Cheese. I know, Mark. Cheese. Cheese is either the savior or the destroyer. Like the Blood Angels. The Blood Angels. Savior or destroyer, like that short story with Sanguinius and Amit, the Flesh Tearer, and Raldoron fighting each other. I think it was. Crumpets with Marmite and cheese. That sounds good, stranger. It does. Cheese for the cheese god. I had half a pound of breakfast sausage wrapped in a pancake batter and deep fried with cinnamon toast crunch, dipped in caramel sauce, says Red Richmond. That sounds like words broke in me. I can only read a breakfast sausage wrapped in pancake batter and deep fried with cinnamon toast crunch dipped in caramel sauce. That my brain stopped because I was tasting that as I was reading it. I hate you a little bit right now. That sounds gorgeous. The crispy bits of cheese at the edges when I make nachos is the best. Yeah. 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 We're not feeling promo. Where are we? Happy birthday, Rich. Rich. Happy birthday, Red Richmond. It was everything that is amazing about breakfast. You've stunlocked the entire conversation, I'm afraid, Red Richmond. I was trying to talk about the cheese problems that we're all experiencing here, quite frankly. Trying to draw the chat together, and then you flew a flash grenade over the wall and have ducked and covered and come up the other side like, hey, what's going on? And the rest of us all here going, we're tasting a sausage wrapped in pancake batter and deep fried with cinnamon toast crunch dipped in caramel sauce. We're all just there still. See what you've done. In caramel sauce, dipped in caramel sauce as well. God damn it, I hate you. I like cheese too. We all like cheese, Red Richmond. We know about the cheese thing. Who doesn't like cheese? Organic blue cheese on the grass-fed ribeye. Blood buffalo. Organic blue cheese. Blue cheese. You mean cheese, which is delicious, by the way, and the moon is made of it, and I have a problem, that you've left to go mouldy. You see, there's something traitorous, something heretical about blue cheese. If you have cheese, Whoever discovered that if you left it long enough, it went moldy, that person, point me at that person and I'll point you a heretic. Leaving delicious food around. It's like me putting cooked bacon in front of you and you not eating it, waiting for it to go moldy, then tasting it. Oh, this is new, delicious. And now on the menu in all the fridges, or half the fridges around the world, there's blue bacon, there's moldy bacon because whoever you eat, no one ever did that in the history of mankind because no one was able to not eat the bacon because bacon is the meaning of life. Bacon is life. Blue cheese, on the other hand, whoever discovered that, heretic, whoever eats that, traitor, report to your local inquisitor. Blue cheese is of Nurgle like the French. Well, how... Okay. What about second cheese? What about second breakfast? Potatoes. Boil them, mash them, stick them in the stew. Will you be collecting heresy wolves? Eventually, yes. Love cheese, but lactose intolerant, so can't eat it much. That definitely sounds like a you problem. Where are we? What's your favourite type of sausage, Winters? Have you tried those square loin sausages? My favourite sausage is a Polish kielbasa. I'll get even more specific than you. My favourite sausage I've ever had in my life is a handmade, hand-stuffed Polish kielbasa made by my father-in-law. It's got like 90% meat in it. The rest is like it's got some fats in it as well, but loads of herbs, and it is smoked outside for days. And then if you bring it in the house, this stuff, your house will stink of smoked kielbasa for days. It is so full of flavor and taste. Made like a recipe handed down through Central Europe, through the ages. It is a taste sensation, and you can eat it hot and cold as well. That's my favorite sausage. So let's say smoked Polish sausage. The Crown lost the blue cheese is great. It's not great. Blood Buffalo, you're in the colonies. You have got no right to even tell us what you think is great at this. None of us. Look, you're in the colonies, okay? The grown-ups are talking about cheese. You're one of the you're in the back. We're in a school, okay? We're in a big school. The world is a big school, and there's some people who've been in school for a long time. We're talking the Chinese. We're talking the British. We're talking the Roman Empire. We're talking them. And then there's some people who've only been around for a very short period of time. We're talking alien overlords that landed on the White House lawn in 1979. We're talking anyone who is vegan. They didn't exist before like 1995. I'm not sure that all of a sudden vegans are around. We're talking colonials in America. They're in like year 5 in the school. Don't come talking to us about the blue cheese. We know about the blue cheese and we know it ain't good. And we know why it's blue because of what Mary did to it. And quite frankly, that's why Mary's living in Australia right now. You put the kids at the back of the class. Leave the grown-up stuff like thousands of years of taste testing culture to the Europeans, basically. There's such good food in the old worlds. And then, for example, you want a proper curry? Go to India, man. Street curry, best curry I've ever had. A proper kebab. The best kebab I ever had that blew my mind was on the streets of Cyprus from a backside vendor guy, old guy. He was at least 370. A proper kebab. The best... I've been to the Jumbo Floated restaurant in Hong Kong. Old culture, old Chinese. So good. And then in America, hamburger. Good old American food comes from Germany, Hamburg. Or how about the other good American food? French fries. Where's that from? France. All their food isn't their food. It's not. So don't come over with your blue cheese theories, Blood Buffalo. Just because the Bills are doing really well this season... You know, it's not. What's his name? Not Aaron Rodgers. For forgot his name. What's the name of your quarterback again? MVP. He's going to be MVP. He's just smashing everyone. Brain in the middle of a live stream. Can't think. I'm going to get it. Don't tell me. It's not Goff. Goff is the Lions. He's a beast. Josh Allen, thank you. He's so good. So good. It's not Josh Allen. Burrow. It's not Burrow. Joe Burrow. Is it Joe Burrow? It's not Joe Burrow. My brain. I'm finding it out. Who is this? Josh Allen. It is Josh Allen. He's a... Yes. Damn it. I was just watching last night. Yes. Brain. That, here, this can't jump over there. That brain, that box was a long way away from the conveyor belt of thought to... No, not that mentally athletic me. Couldn't do that. I basically reached over there for that idea. And I fell off the stool. That's what you witnessed just there. Fell off the intellectual stool. You put blue cheese on buffalo wings. Checkmate. Blood buffalo. With a name like Blood Buffalo, I'm assuming you know how to do proper buffalo wings and what to put on the proper buffalo wings. As you said, you put blue cheese on buffalo wings. Checkmate. But we all know, I'm sorry to blow your mind, and you're getting all excited just because Josh Allen's doing really well. And you are American, and we all know about your, we talked about where we are in the school. Buffaloes don't have wings. Sorry. So you can't put the blue cheese on the wings because they don't have them. The adults in the class know that. We know that. See, automatic limit, agreed. And we have reached peak. See, we know, we've agreed. Gaunt's Ghost had blood pact. Winters can have the blue pact. Maybe that's what I should call my traitor army. The blue pact. They are painted blue. Should I call them the blue pact? And whenever anyone asks me why are they called the blue pact, and I could say because there's some crazy American called Blood Buffalo. He was going on and on and on about blue cheese. And he thought he'd drop the mic on me. And I turned around and dropped the mic back on him by calling my Traitor Guard army the Blue Pact. Because blue can go, stands for traitors. Cheese lords. I don't talk about politics. If don't talk about politics, don't talk... Yes. Yeah. America. We all love Americans, really, don't we? Do we? We all love the Americans in this chat. We all love the Americans in this chat. Even Blood Buffalo, even if he's wrong. We all love each other equally. That's what we should do. Embrace. Bring the world together. We all need to come together. We are one species to join under the Imperium of Man and destroy the other species out there in the galaxy. That's what we need to do. Truly interplanetary species and not let the Xenos, the heretic, or the traitor live. Or something like that. Who's your favorite? Who is your traitor faction? It's Imperial Guard. I was agreeing with Blood Buffalo. Can Traitor Guard Warlord be Rex Ryan? It can. I don't know. Yes, this has been a wild, cheesy ride today. Very much enjoyed. Thank you. This is what we're here to do. We're here to entertain and ride the roller coaster of hobby happiness. What are you looking forward to next year? Winters. Go back. I mentioned some stuff. Thank you, Sam Nash, for gifting 5 memberships. I really appreciate. Thank you. But Rick Badger, what I'm looking forward to, GG's in the chat for Sam Nash, by the way. GG's in the chat for the gifted and the 5 GG's. I'm looking forward to Traitor Guard. I'm looking forward to expanding on my Necrons. And I'm looking forward to, they said it's going to be the year of chaos. So I'm also looking forward to expanding my Death Guard and hopefully getting Emperor's Children as well. And that'll be 4 40k armies, either expanded, well, 3 of them expanded and added to, and 1 brand new. I'm looking forward to that. And I'm also looking forward to smashing out the Night Lords for Horus Heresy as well. And adding to my Dark Angels successors for 40k. Hopefully through Den. We shall find out. I love watching your Death Guard, Jack Carter. Thank you, Jack. I appreciate it. Thank you. Good, because I love playing my Death Guard. And it'd be nice to... I'm hoping when the new Death Guard Codex comes out at some point this year, we get some new units. A nice new unit would be good. Or 2. Say 1 model that can be made into 2 data sheets would be nice. A nice new Demon Engine, and you can build 2 different types, and then 50% of all the Death Guard players buy 6 of them for 3 of these and 3 of these, or 4 of them for 2 of these and 2 of these. That would be nice. Can't. Thank you for your 22 months. Happy New Year, everyone. All the best to you in 2025. All the best to you too. Right, I think we have reached our... Have I talked about everything? New year, new goals. We talked about that, didn't we? We talked about the new goals. Cheese is to be continued. I'll try. I have a goal, less cheese. This is one I might fail, by the way. There might be, by the time... All I know is I might get to the end of 2025 with a goal which is less cheese and end up with more cheese. But I think there's a point where you have to say there's no way you could possibly consume more cheese than you ever did the last year. You might reach the point where you go, there's no way I could eat more cheese in 2025. No way. And I'm scared I might fail. It would be a gorgeous way to go, death by cheese. You know, just drowning in cheese. Happy New Year. You can do it, Winters. Yeah. Sometimes you got to put, how much is peak cheese? Maybe I've hit peak cheese. Need a Dark Eldar battle report? I do. Void check. Please don't talk politics in the chat. We're here to talk hobbies and things. I blame it on myself. I led us astray. I started slagging off the Americans. But you've been in the chat enough to know that I'll slag off me and everyone. I mean, Swindon, it's horrible. I shouldn't have gone there. I shouldn't have gone there. This is a hobby chat. So, to cheese or not to cheese? So, Winters, you picking up any of the newly announced models so far? Maybe. Maybe. Or instead of eating less cheese, just eat a better quality cheese. Cheese, I mean, there's only one cheese that stands above. There's many cheeses. There were many rings of power. But there's one cheese that stands above them all, and that's extra mature cheddar cheese. I mean, I love a good feta cheese, me. Absolutely smash that. You know, in the Greek salad, proper feta, and you can put it on pastas as well. Nice, sharp taste. I love a halloumi. Smash me a halloumi. Stop talking about cheese. Fulgrim painted in cheese. No, cheese puffs are nice. They are. They are very nice. Oh dear. Vintage cheddar on toast. We talked about cheese on toast earlier on. That was a whole 5-minute rant on the perfect cheese toasty. Cheese on toast. That was a whole thing. Traitor Guard, Sons of Swindon. Yeah, Sons of Anarchy, Sons of Swindon. Have a cheese target. And if you go over, you have to buy and paint Eldar. No! Cheese shall not lead me to torture. Cheese shall not lead me astray. How do you like Helldivers 2? I like watching it. I haven't played it. The real question is, though, is Swindon worse than the US? Yes. There's not very many places that are worse than Swindon. Oh dear. The surface of Io, that's up there. You'll be frozen and burnt alive at the same time. Catan is a nice cheese. Catan is a nice cheese. It's got 5 different types of armor save or damage mitigation rolls. It's got its armor save, it's got its invulnerable save, it halves all damage, it's got a feel no pain, and it recovers wounds. 5 ways to mitigate against damage. 5. That's a bit cheesy. Not 2 or 3. 5. You clearly haven't been to the northeast. Northeast York up there is lovely. It's York lets you learn what York should be captured in a snow globe, like heritage, like hundreds of years in the future. People will go, wow, the Romans and the things in the town, this is cool. It's like, I live in Swindon, so it's quite close to the Cotswolds. So sometimes some of the towns in the Cotswolds, you can't move through them or drive through them because it's full of American and Japanese tourists, because they come along to go to these towns where they film all Bridgerton and The Crown and these period dramas on those sort of places that should be captured in a snow globe, because in like 500 years time, 1,000 years time, how many ever years time, in the year 40,000, they'll look back at these and think there's a time capsule of this time for the 1400s. There's a time capsule of this time of the 40s. These are the things. York is one of those places that we should hold on to. The northeast. Swindon, on the other hand, maybe the railway village in the middle. The rest, it could do with a bit of redesigning. Where are we? Blue cheese. Who is the SAS SBS equivalent in the Space Marine chapters? Raven Guard. It's the Raven Guard. And the Alpha Legion will be the CIA MI5 side of things. Have you looked into Trench Crusade game? Not yet. Not yet. I will be. We need to have a tinkle of that. It's written by all the great heroes of the past. And yes, we need to have a look at that one. Anyway, nearly smashed out. It's way over an hour and a half. It's New Year's. It's New Year's Eve. Happy New Year, one and all. I hope you have a grand 2025. I'm looking forward to 2025. I have goals. I hope you have goals. I have things I'm aiming to do, goals I'm aiming to hit. And thank you for helping me and coming with me on this journey throughout 2024. That was good. That was a good year. I had fun. Did you? And I'm looking forward to another fun year of hobbying and adding to my hobby goodness and sharing that journey with you. And it's amazing that I can do this. As I said at the very start of the podcast, live stream, whatever we call it, I don't know what this is called. Little Winters would be amazed. Would be amazed. So thank you so much. Swindon is saved from American and Japanese tourists. Yes, by a massive, massive amount. Thanks to 24. Don't eat too much. Thank you to you, Refreshmon. Happy New Year, the Eternal Crusader. Wojciech, you keep crushing life. Thank you, Eternal Crusader. Thank you. It's been, we're adding some hobby goodness, adding to 40k, adding to 30k, sharing my hobby goodness with you. It starts easily the best Arab. Thank you. It starts tomorrow, the 1st of January, my video with my entire 10,000 point Iron Hands Legion. 9.6 rounded up is 10. I don't want anyone saying 9.6 or 9,600 going forward. I have 10,000 points of Iron Hands. We've agreed on that now, signed until that's coming out tomorrow. Excited to share that with you. And then there's some new upcoming things soon. So yes, good. Done. Are we done? I think we're done. I think that was professional AF. I only said the fuck word a few times. And we had a conversation. It was good. It was good. Brother Crusader, hello. Where are we? Stuart first time since 2017. I can say it was a good year. Thank you. Thank you. You've rocked two of the bobbins. Stream summary can be goals and cheese, and the 14th is not a thing. Goals and cheese and the 14th is not a thing. Put that in the chat, by the way, in the things. You can, Happy New Year. Wrath of Constantine, Stephen Yates. Beric Garrett, thanks for, yes, Happy New Year. Freshman Wojciech, Alan Goffrey. Death in the Snow, yes. All the best to you too. The loft is a dream, it's not a goal, it's a dream. Don't link trams here. You don't want anyone finding. Don't let us escape. Don't let leave the Swindonites trapped. Build a wall around Swindon, okay? It'll help raise the IQ level of the entire population and help keep rabies out of the rest of the country. Just trap us inside. It'll be fine. May your cheese be strong and your loft be Spartacus. Thank you. Happy New Year to you too. Right, I've got to go. There's a button there, and I can't press that one there. I have to come down here to press that one and that one at the same time, because at some point in 2024, the 1 point button broke. Iron Shoulders got that down. They're down. Spoke these. That's the list. Happy New Year. See you at King of the North. See everyone who's coming to King of the North in January, I'll see you there. Everyone who's coming to March of Winters 3 in June, I'll see you then. Happy New Year, and stay tuned to hear news about the narrative event that I will be doing. Happy Wargaming.